A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real.
A lot of heterosexual women don't like men for real.
They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs.
They don't. They like men financially, but they don't like men. They're not attracted to what a man is outside of his financial resources.
So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep with, because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life.
Then whenever we get into why a lot of women use men, or why they're just minimizing a man based on what he can spend or what he can provide, it's because you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a man yet, and what that wholeness of a man can bring to your life.
A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women, but that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household.
A lot of times we talk about provision and we'll say men are providers, but that's because we only value financial provision. We're not talking about emotional provision, spiritual provision. We're not talking about the type of leadership that can bring peace to a household.
You hearing that? Like, do you think that you're not really attracted to women, or
No,
your will?
I think the first guy was a lame ass nigga, bro. He ain't know what the fuck.
You don't think it's like any kind of truth to that?
I don't think there was any truth to that. For instance, measuring a woman's strength by her emotional maturity really bears no bones when it's in comparison to men, because men have a stronger emotional maturity than most women. Most men think from a logical aspect, a logical perspective, a logical word I'm looking for, framework. That's the word I'm looking for. Most men think from a logical framework. Most women think from an emotional framework. That's just when you come down to the average. Now, of course, there's the outliers of super smart men, super smart men, super smart women. There's the outliers of super logical women and super emotional men. There's always going to be outliers. But when you get to the average man and the average woman, the average man has a logical framework with the tendency to ignore his emotions due to how the world treats him and how he perceives the world sees him, and the expectations he thinks the world expects from him. And most women are going to be emotional because of how she thinks the world perceives her, what she expects, the expectations she thinks the world holds on to her. That's just simple common sense. So saying that you can give more women more props than men because they don't consider a woman's emotional strength, I think that's inherently false, because most women don't have emotional strength. They have emotional awareness, they have emotional intuition, but most women are very reactive emotionally. They react in a very emotional manner. They're very reactive with it too. Like an argument comes up, they're emotional. A discussion comes up, they're emotional. Something doesn't go their way, they're emotional, and they're not responding in a mature emotional way. They're responding in a more childish emotional way, like crying or getting violent or cursing you out. Emotional strength is having the ability to sit back, be stoic, and solve the issue through civil discourse. That means no cursing each other out, no crying, no manipulation. And most women are not capable of doing that to begin with. So most people can't even do that. But even less women can do that than men can do that, because men, we are nurtured into believing that we should be stoic, that we shouldn't put no too much precedence on our emotions, that we should be providers, that we're going to suffer in the world, that pain is expected. We're nurtured into all of the things that women aren't nurtured into. That's why on a balance of probability, men are emotionally stronger than women too.
So, what do you think? Men are just attracted to women's sexual organs, like that guy said.
No, that's
They don't like
the
they
most
don't like
stupid
women for who women are.
That's the most stupid shit I ever heard in my life. It's the most stupid shit I ever heard in my life. If we was only attracted to sexual organs, then literally all we would do is pay for prostitutes all the time. There's men out there that are only attracted to sexual organs, but the average man, he wants more out of his woman than just sex. It's just sex is a very big factor of the equation. But when you boil down to it, if you move this chick in, she's sleeping in your room, watching TV with you, next to you when you game, next to you when you do this, you're taking her on dates, she's driving around when you have a sidekick, you can't only like them for their sexual work, because every other aspect of that person's shit's going to annoy the fuck out of you. You would literally just kick them to the curb after you have sex. And and most men that want women for just sex, they do exactly that. That's why he sounds so foolish.
And there's very few men that like even the men that do it, even if you think they just, it's not like they have sex and then a girl leave immediately. Like if it really was just all about sex, men could just buy pocket pussies, even if you don't want to think it's not like a real body.
Or
sex dolls, like there's
or prostitution. I mean, people pretend like we don't have legalized prostitution. OnlyFans is legalized prostitution. Many of those OnlyFans models have these things called link ups where they'll charge you between $80 to a couple thousand to link up with you. And they're not considered prostitution because they say, well, I'm not going to have sex with them unless I enjoy the vibe. Man, if someone pays you a couple $1,000, you're sucking that nigga's dick. You wouldn't even show up if you wasn't going to suck that nigga's dick because that's why I'm saying you wouldn't even show up if you wasn't going to do anything sexual with that man because you'll be too scared of the fact that he could just take it from you. So the women that scam men in that way, they don't show up. The women that show up after getting that money, they're expecting to have sex with you. They're not coming there to link up and check the vibe. They want to fuck. So just pay for that.
Do you think men like actually like women for who they are?
Yeah. I think a lot of men like women for who they are. Now, a lot of men aren't in a position to get the type of woman they want, so they settle. So they don't like every aspect of them. But most men that can garner a lot of attention from women, most men that can garner, I'm gonna restart that phrase so I can cut that out. Most men that can garner a lot of attention from women. What was the question again?
I said, do you think men see like women for who they are?
Oh, yeah. Most men that can garner a lot of attention from women don't need to settle. So everybody they pick, they're liking for who they are, unless they're lying to them just to get inside their pants.
So how do you feel about when you hear like sayings like homies over hoes or
that's gay.
Or nigga.
That's all gay. They're gay. They're in the closet. They're gay. We live in 2026. Gay people exist. Some people are still not comfortable with coming out. They're down low. Any man that wants to spend a majority of his time with men is gay. They're gay. Why you want to be around men 24/7, bro? That's gay.
Do you think it's like strange if a man is more honest with his bros than his girl?
No.
Okay.
I don't think women are equipped for solving male problems. So that could be part of the reason why he's more honest with his friends than his girl. Because if he's honest with his girl, she's going to stress out more than he's stressing out, and it's going to make the situation worse. If he's honest with his bros, he's 9 times out of 10, if he's surrounding himself with logical, mature, problem-solving men, he's going to get a solution. Without all the emotion and all the coddling, they're just going to tell him straight up, bro, you got to do this to fix this problem.
Makes sense. But that ends it for today, guys. I don't know how that guy came up with men are only attracted to women's sexual organs. A lot of people in the manosphere try to project the way they feel on all men. Because like when you think about it, like basically what he's saying is like that. I guess you wouldn't go extreme as if you take a vagina away, you take sexual parts from a woman away, men would not like women. But then it's somewhat the same for females too. Like you take money and everything that comes with a man, women will not like a man either. Like I don't know, only us humans do this weird shit. Like when a lion wants a female, they say, "Oh, all you want to do is get her pregnant." Like people keep forgetting. Other than like this sociality, that stuff that we have, and us building stuff, we were only really created just to multiply. Like even the different process of different sexual positions isn't really something we're supposed to do. We're just letting a girl get her pregnant and then keep on going in life.
I mean, the crazy thing is, a lot of male feminists like him weaponize a man's sexual attraction to a woman like it's not natural. Men have a natural urge to populate the earth or continue to populate the earth. Sorry, it's not repopulate, but continue to populate the earth to procreate. Men have a natural urge to procreate with women. So, of course, men are always going to want sex. Duh, it's hardwired into our genetics. It's hardwired into every mammal's genetics. It's just that we're the only mammal that don't just rape the bitch. Every other creature on the planet that's a mammal, they don't ask for permission.
Great.
They beat up her man, steal his wife, and fuck her.
That's the gist of it.
That's the gist of it. We're just the only animal, and I'm not saying it's wrong, that asks for permission before sexual intercourse. But we still crave sex because all mammals and most creatures on the planet, I'm just specifying mammals because we're mammals, have a natural inclination to procreate with the opposite gender. That's common sense. Can't weaponize that against men because they want pussy. Sure, it feels good, but that's just our body giving us a motivation. It's a survival tactic. It's your body giving you the motivation to continue to procreate so that your species stays alive. Because men are supposed to procreate with multiple opposite gender partners, not just one. That's why every other mammal doesn't practice monogamy, because mammals are meant to procreate a lot. That's why you feel a sensation when you're procreating.
Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.